Eala eyes bounce back in Kooyong Classic. Filipina tennis sensation Alexandra Eala is aiming for a bounce back as she competes in the 39th Kooyong Classic 2026, which will be held from January 13th to 15th at the Kooyong Lawn Tennis Club in Melbourne, Australia. The 20-year-old Filipina netter is coming off a strong showing at the 39th ASB Classic in Auckland, New Zealand, where she reached the semi-finals of both the singles and doubles events. Eala will enter the professional exhibition tournament carrying a new career-high Women's Tennis Association (WT) ranking of world number 49. The Kooyong Classic will serve as her key warm-up event ahead of the 114th Australian Open, where she is set to make her main draw debut. Eala accumulated a total of 1,159 ranking points after advancing to the semi-finals of the WTA 250 ASB Classic. She earned 98 ranking points for her Final Four finish, resulting in a net gain of 83 points that lifted her to her current career best ranking. In Auckland, Eala defeated Poland's Magda Linette 6-3, 6-2 in the quarterfinals before bowing to China's Wang Xinyu in a 3-set semi-final match. The 2025 Southeast Asian Games gold medalist previously reached a career-high ranking of number 50 last year and opened the 2026 season ranked number 53 before her ASB Classic run. Eala is also expected to improve her doubles ranking after reaching the semifinals alongside 18-year-old American partner Iva Jovic. When the eyes bounce back, Eala at the Kooyong Classic. The eyes tell the story long before the scoreboard dares to speak. At Kooyong, beneath the gentle Melbourne summer sky where legends once carved their names into grass and memory, Eala stood not just as a competitor, but as a question in motion. Could belief recover faster than disappointment? Could vision outpace doubt? The answer, as it turned out, lived in her eyes. They were steady at first, quiet, observant, absorbing the rhythm of the court. Kooyong is a place that remembers tennis differently. It does not roar like the grand arenas. It listens. It watches. And it waits. For a young player like Eala, still stitching together the chapters of her professional identity, the grass carried whispers of past greatness and future expectation. It is easy in such a place to shrink. But Eala did not shrink. She adjusted. Earlier struggles, whether in points lost too quickly, serves that drifted inches astray, or rallies that slipped through her fingers, did not harden into defeat. Instead, they settled behind her eyes, like shadows waiting to be outpaced by light. She blinked, reset, and let the game come back to her. This is what bounce back looks like when it is real, not loud, not dramatic, but intentional. Her movement grew lighter. Each step across the grass felt more assured, as if she had finally learned how Kooyong wanted her to dance. The racket no longer looked like a burden but an extension of thought. When she missed, she nodded, once, and moved on. No lingering. No apology to the past. And then something changed. Her eyes, once scanning, began to lock in. They followed the ball earlier. They stayed level through contact. They bounced, yes, bounced, back to readiness after every shot. It was a subtle thing, almost invisible to the casual observer, but unmistakable to those who understand tennis at its core. The eyes are the first to give up when confidence fades. They drop. They rush. They look away. Eala's did the opposite. With each rally, they returned to center, calm and defiant. They reflected not fear, but curiosity. What if this point is mine? What if the next one is too? Grass tennis is unforgiving. It does not allow hesitation. Yet Alex met it with patience. She absorbed the low skids, the awkward bounces, the moments when the court seemed to betray her intentions. Instead of frustration, she offered adjustment. Instead of force, she offered timing. This was not about overpowering an opponent. It was about reclaiming self-trust. There is a unique pressure that follows young trailblazers. Eala carries more than a racket. She carries the hopes of a nation still learning how to dream in tennis colors. Every loss is magnified. Every struggle questioned. And every comeback demanded too soon. But at Kooyong, she gave herself permission to grow in real time. Between points, she breathed deeply. Between games, she reminded herself that tennis is not won in a single swing, but in the quiet accumulation of belief. Her eyes said what her body followed. I am still here. The bounce back was not immediate. It arrived in fragments, a better return here, a braver approach there. A rally extended. A mistake forgiven. Confidence rebuilt point by point, like a mosaic formed from patience rather than perfection. And when momentum finally tilted, it felt earned. Kooyong, in its understated elegance, bore witness to a player rediscovering her footing. Not as a prodigy. Not as a promise. But as a professional learning how to survive, adapt, and respond. Eala's bounce back was not about the result. It was about response. It was in the way she lifted her gaze after a lost point. In how she squared her shoulders before the next serve. In how her eyes, focused, resilient, unflinching, kept returning to the present moment. Tennis will test her again. Harder courts, louder crowds, sharper expectations await. There will be days when the ball refuses to listen, when confidence flickers, when the weight feels heavier than the swing. But Kooyong offered a reminder. When the game wavers, when rhythm disappears, when doubt creeps in, start with the eyes. Lift them. Reset them. Let them bounce back first, and the rest will follow. Eala did that on the grass. And in doing so, she reminded everyone watching that resilience is not always a roar. Sometimes, it's just a steady gaze refusing to look away.